stories you are about to see are real. The rewards up to $5 million are real. This is Crime Reports and Rewards with Griff Griffin and Dave Michaels, where you stay anonymous, the criminals don't. I'm Dave Michaels with this week's edition of Spot Crime, where we highlight crimes reported in the CSRA. We've had 60 assaults around the CSRA that took place on the 4200 block of Deansbridge Road, the 2400 block of Bahama Drive, the 3000 block of Deansbridge Road, the 3500 block of Westmere Drive, the 1100 block of Russell Street, the 700 block of King Street, the 3100 block of Wrightsboro Road, the 600 block of 15th Street, the 1600 block of Berkeley Street, the 1400 block of Walton Way, the 1900 block of Drew Lane, the 900 block of R.A. Dent Boulevard, the 3600 block of Cameron Drive, the 2400 block of Reese Avenue, the 2300 block of Gerald Drive, the 1700 block of S.E. McIntyre Boulevard, Druid Park Avenue, the 1800 block of Ellis Street, the 900 block of Stevens Creek Road, the 200 block of Telfair Street, the 2100 block of Vandiver Road, the 2000 block of 2nd Avenue, the 1800 block of Amarillo Circle, the 2000 block of Scott Road, the 1900 block of Gay Drive, 13th Avenue, the 2000 block of Clark Street, the 1800 block of Wrightsboro Road, the 4000 block of Harper Franklin Avenue, the 900 block of Boyd Lane, the 900 block of Broad Street, the 700 block of 5th Street, the 200 block of East Telfair Street, the 2100 block of 1st Avenue, the 1800 block of Eve Lane, the 2600 block of Milledgeville Road, the 300 block of Fox Trace Drive, the 7000 block of Amarillo Circle, the 2500 block of West Kensington Drive, the 2600 block of Columbine Drive, the 3500 block of Garden Brook Drive, Gordon Highway, the 200 block of East Telfair Street, the 1600 block of the Gordon Highway, the 1200 block of Branch Street, the 400 block of Broad Street, the 3100 block of Skinner Mill Road, the 1500 block of Abbey Way, the 4600 block of Dunbarton Road, Milledgeville Road, Fox Trace Drive, the 3000 block of Deansbridge Road, the 2600 block of Richmond Hill Road, the 2400 block of Bahama Drive, the 1800 block of Empress Avenue, the 3300 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 1900 block of Evening Drive, the 1800 block of Neptune Drive, the 1000 block of Clausens Road, and the 2500 block of Tara Heights Circle. We've had 27 burglaries around the CSRA. They took place on the 2700 block of Marge Chalk Drive, the 3600 block of Wheeler Road, the 2300 block of Minto Street, the 1600 block of McCalkey Street, the 700 block of DeMarket Street, the 1500 block of McCalkey Street, the 2400 block of Apricot Lane, the 2000 block of Goldenrod Street, the 2100 block of Ramblewood Drive, the 4000 block of Innsfield Court, the 2500 block of Hanover Street, the 3500 block of Windsor Springs Road, the 1300 block of Lawrence Street, the 3700 block of Stockholm Road, the 2300 block of Wrightsboro Road, the 2400 block of Hoods Chapel Road, the 3000 block of Willis Foreman Road, the 4000 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 1200 block of Hurd Avenue, the 1500 block of McCalkey Street, the 1700 block of Valley Park Court, the 2400 block of Coleman Avenue, the 1400 block of Swanee Quintet Boulevard, the 1600 block of Cambridge Drive, the 1300 block of Solomon Place, the 700 block of LaBelle Court, and the 2400 block of Damascus Road. We've had 6 robberies on the 2000 block of Old Savannah Road, the 2400 block of Cross Creek Road, the 2300 block of Wrightsboro Road, the 3100 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 800 block of Broad Street, and the 3600 block of Papaya Drive. 2 charged with reckless conduct on the 2300 block of Travis Road and the 2000 block of Willhaven Drive. 1 charge of damage to property on the 2800 block of Lumpkin Road. 1 charge of arson on the 2400 block of Roosevelt Drive. We've had 2 kidnappings. 1 took place on Sandbar Ferry Road and the other on the 200 block of Helpsome McBeam Road. And we've had 4 drug arrests around the CSRA. They took place on the 500 block of West Richmond Hill Road, the 2000 block of Central Avenue, the 300 block of 4th Street, and the 3500 block of Deansbridge Road. If you know anything about these crimes or any other crimes, call our toll-free tip line at 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tip to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you may remain anonymous and may get a cash reward.
Richmond County Sheriff's deputies are scrambling to find Tony Green, who you see on your screen, before someone is shot or killed. Tony Green told a neighbor that he was going to the store to buy some cigars. When the neighbor came back from his bedroom with the money, Tony Green had stolen his neighbor's 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Tony Green has tattoos on him that spell Gangsta, Mob, Augusta. He was last seen in the 4th Avenue area. If you think you know where Tony Green is, call investigator Blaze Dresser at 706-821-1080 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid.
I'm Dave Michaels with this Crime Reports and Rewards special report. This story originally appeared in the Augusta Chronicle on October 30th, 2013, titled Organizations Provide Tipster Anonymity by staff writer Travis Highfield. Calling law enforcement agencies with information on criminal activity can be intimidating, but some agencies are offering tipsters another way to go about it. Agencies in South Carolina, for example, have developed a strong relationship with South Carolina Crime Stoppers Council, a nonprofit organization that grants anonymity to tipsters while offering cash rewards for information leading to arrest. Residents of Aiken County are serviced by Midland Crime Stoppers, and Aiken County Sheriff's Captain Eric Abdul said the relationship has been beneficial. Sometimes people feel they can't come forward, but there are other options, he said. Crime Stoppers is the other option. We don't turn a blind eye to people sending information through Crime Stoppers, and we've made a lot of progress in a lot of cases just based on information we've received through Crime Stoppers. Captain Chris Cowan, the treasurer of the South Carolina Crime Stoppers Council, which oversees the Midlands Crime Stoppers, says the organization has been particularly successful because tipsters feel less risk when they're anonymous. If they feel that they're calling law enforcement, they're going to be hesitant, he said. There's still a huge amount of work going on in law enforcement agencies to gain trust in the community. We feel in South Carolina, citizens can call and trust the program. The council was established in 2006 after the South Carolina Crime Stoppers Act passed, oversees 11 programs throughout the state. The council is comprised of 2 members from each program. Cowan said the representatives could be law enforcement officers or civilians. Each of the organization's 11 programs are required to follow strict rules that guarantee anonymity from the moment a tip is received to the moment the tipster is paid. In 2012, the council received more than 15,000 tips. The South Carolina agencies have largely adopted the council as an alternative information gathering source, Lieutenant Calvin Chu of Richmond County Sheriff's Office says he has yet to fully embrace an alternative. We get some tips from them from time to time, but it's not often, he said. We will certainly take information from Augusta Crime Stoppers and the Midland Crime Stoppers, but we also take anonymous tips. Chu said the introduction of the department's new website has given tipsters a new way to provide tips. People have begun using social media and using the website to offer tips, and we really appreciate that, he said. We allow them to remain completely anonymous if they choose to do so. Abdul said the Aiken County Sheriff's Office also grants anonymity, but he prefers to have face-to-face interaction with the tipster. We'd rather them come to us directly so we can handle the situation as best as we can, or as quickly as we can, he said. Griff Griffin, the executive director of Augusta Crime Stoppers, said he's taking part in the Richmond County Sheriff's Office Citizens Police Academy in an effort to strengthen the relationship with the agency. You have to step forward, he said. In order to make a friend, you have to be a friend. I want to know what signals they're sending. I want to know how they want things done. I'm formatting relationships with the guys on the street. Griff said the Richmond County Sheriff's Office could spend money elsewhere if it used the Crime Stoppers. It could be used to hire more officers, he said. It could be used to put cameras in areas that need to have cameras. That money could do all kinds of things.
Augusta Crime Stopper fan Rosemary Forrest comments on our Augusta Crime Stoppers Facebook page, "Why is it legal to keep dogs chained up outside? They've only got plastic crates meant for transport or shelter and never get any exercise. Their owner never even speaks to them. This is suspicious. They're being isolated, taunted by the other dogs, tied up in the other corners of the yard, and nothing good will come of it. And it's just plain cruel. Why is this legal? Oh, that's right, it's Harrisburg," to which Augusta Crime Stoppers replied, "Rosemary, we wish all animal owners were as conscientious as you, but it's a cruel, fallen world out there, and some pets don't have it as good as our Watson. If you see someone staking out their dog, they may be violating more than animal cruelty laws," to which Rosemary Forrest replied, "One of my neighbors was recently caught with his pit bulls killing another dog. He was ticketed for it like running a stop sign. These people operate in the dark, not in the open. We need laws that prevent this kind of treatment so we can stop dog bites and other violence," to which Augusta Crime Stoppers replied, "There's already some pretty good laws. It's getting the evidence needed to return a conviction to the solicitor's office. Once a few of these real bad guys are jailed, then hopefully it will send a message." Crime Stopper Casey Troyer writes, "Reporting dogfighting can save dogs' lives and earn tipsters rewards up to $5,000. The Humane Society of the United States has a national hotline, 877-TIP-HSUS, and offers $5,000 for tips leading to arrest and conviction of dogfighting or cockfighting participants. You can also order an action pack via email to help spread the word, and check out their Taking Action page for more information on how to help. Pitbull Rescue Central offers a list of links to organizations who offer rewards for tips leading to the arrest and convictions of blood sport participants on their rewards page. The ASPCA offers a wealth of information regarding dogfighting, including the history of the quote-unquote sport and how you can help put a stop to it. If you know of a staged dogfight in progress, contact your local police department and follow up with the HSUS, the local media, and anyone else who can help the situation. This is not a game or a sport. It's animal cruelty, and its human participants are criminals who are often associated with gangs, drugs, illegal weapons, and much more, along with the dogfight.
Let's face it, folks, crime can strike at any time, and we have to do all we can to make ourselves and our homes a safer place. Quit just talking about it and just go ahead and do it. Please, go down to your local Humane Society and adopt a good watchdog. For around $100, you get the dog that has already been fixed, had all its shots, with an ID chip in every dog. I prefer a big dog with a big bark. Crooks will not usually hit the house with the aggressive bark behind the door. Just think, a good watchdog might just be the right move for you in these very dangerous times of crimes.
911. I just broke into a house and the owners came home.
You broke into a house?
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know.
Okay, so are you still there?
Yeah.
are you?
I don't know.
You have no clue where you are.
And now, we'll be right back after these messages.
Shut up! Stop looking at me! This wasn't supposed to be your life!
And now, this Crime Reports and Rewards special report.
And now for a story by WJBF reporter Mike Miller on Richmond County residents who graduated from the Citizens Police Academy. The program got started earlier this year to bridge the gap between the community and law enforcement. This is the second graduating class of Richmond County Citizens Police Academy. The first class graduated in May. The program gives citizens a better understanding of law enforcement and also promotes teamwork between the sheriff's office and citizens. I was quoted as saying, "The CSI class was fascinating because we saw how the CSIs really work, and we met the CSIs that actually do it. So we learned how to take better fingerprints and find all kinds of clues." Over the weekend, the students learned how to fire weapons and also learned how the bomb squad works. I was quoted as saying those parts of the program are fun to learn, but the most important part is building a relationship with local law enforcement. They want us to tell as many people as we can how the police work, what the police need, and why they do what they do. Several students say that in Richmond County there is a misconception about police officers, but they're hoping that will change. Citizens Police Academy graduate Ronaldo Wolfert said, "You know, a lot of kids are running from the cops just because they showed up. A lot of times they just want to talk to them or just come up and say hello. But when they run, and then when you run, the cops are going to chase you." Since taking office in January, Sheriff Richard Roundtree has been promoting community policing. He also expects his deputies to have one-on-one contact with residents. So far this year, crime numbers are down in several different categories. So some people say the program is working. It seems to be working out very well, especially when we have the graduates go back into the community and they tell their friends and their families about their experiences, and invite them to come and join so they too can have a better understanding and appreciation for what we do as deputies. Captain Wendy George said, "The next Citizens Police Academy is scheduled in March. If you're interested in the program, you can apply by going to the Sheriff's Office." Richmond County Sheriff's deputies were called to Television Park on Tuesday after a Jamaican male repeatedly threatened to shoot a WJBF reporter with a shotgun, after WJBF's Mike Miller exposed a counterfeit credit and debit card scam that's targeting Green Dot Card. The Jamaican-accented caller called Television Park on Tuesday, repeatedly threatening to shoot WJBF reporter Mike Miller with a shotgun. According to a Richmond County Sheriff's incident report, officers were notified about 2 p.m. after a Jamaican-accented caller made the threats to reporter Mike Miller. The caller called the station at 1336 Augusta West Parkway again and told Miller he would be blasted in the face with a shotgun. The caller also threatened to kill everyone in Television Park. Miller told police he had just finished a story on Green Dot Card scams when the calls began. Green Dot cards are prepaid reloadable debit and credit cards. Crime Stoppers forwarded a tip on one of these counterfeit Green Dot Card counterfeiting operations, and someone could be going to jail for these threats any day now. However, the suspect is a moving target, and we need your help pinpointing them so law enforcement can get them off the streets before they hurt some of our city's best reporters. If you think you know where police can find these Green Dot Card counterfeiters and scammers, which will likely include whoever called in these threats, please call Major Scott Peoples at 706-821-1080 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid. On April 22nd at 9:06 p.m., the black male in these photos entered the Gordon Chevrolet lot at 2031 Gordon Highway and removed a 2007 Chevrolet 2500 Series Silverado Crew Cab, red in color, four-door. This black male arrived at Gordon Chevrolet in a white, newer model Ford with a black female driving the white Ford. The black male cut the chain on the gate, entered the lock, and took the truck. The manager of Gordon Chevrolet, Adam Logelman, told crime reports that the black male had come into the dealership before the theft wearing green, orange, and gray polo sneakers and a shirt that read, "Style is my habit." Before that, a white male in his early 40s came in to test drive this truck and left in a Ford with the keys to this truck in his pocket, but came back shortly and returned them. If you know a 40-ish white male who has been seen or knows a black male and a black female who drive a newer Ford that match the individuals and descriptions you see on your screen, please contact investigator Billy Dixon at 706-821-1026 in reference to case number 13-0784555. Or text your tip to AugustaCrimeStoppers.org at 803-441-UP-HIGH, where you'll always remain anonymous and the rewards are up high. On March 20th at 02:30 hours, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office received a call to Mars Trailer Park located in the 3600 block of Deansbridge Road in reference to a home invasion. During the course of the investigation, it was learned that a male victim was physically assaulted and a female victim was sexually assaulted. Investigators were able to ascertain the identity of the assailant as Johnny Lee Baker III, 38 years of age, also from Mars Trailer Park. Johnny Lee Baker III is described as being 6'1" in height, 195 pounds, with short black hair. Johnny Lee Baker III is wanted for rape, kidnapping, burglary, first degree, aggravated battery, and aggravated sodomy. Johnny Lee Baker III is currently a registered sex offender in Richmond County. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office is now asking for the public's assistance in locating Johnny Lee Baker III. Anyone with any information on Baker's whereabouts is asked to please contact Sergeant Monica Belzer at 706-821-1435 at the Sheriff's Office, or text your tip to AugustaCrimeStoppers.org at 803-441-UP-HIGH, where you'll always remain anonymous and get a cash reward.
And now, this Crime Reports and Rewards special report.
Recent shooting sign of growing gang violence in Richmond County, police tell the Augusta Chronicle's Bianca Kane. Authorities say they fear that the recent slaying of a teen points to growing gang violence in Augusta. Gang graffiti was spray painted at the intersection of Loftwood Drive and Brookshire Road. Investigators estimate that Richmond County has several gangs. Dijon Cortez Abbott, 17, was charged with murder, aggravated assault, and a weapons violation in a fatal shooting in July on East Kensington Drive. 19-year-old Marquez Eubanks died after being shot at that house party on East Kensington Drive on July 18th, and two others were wounded. The man police arrested in that homicide, Dijon Cortez Abbott, is a member of the South Augusta gang 23rd, which is warring with another gang called 600 or 600. Lieutenant Jason Vinson, who worked with the FBI's gang unit before coming to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, said shootings related to gang activity have become more frequent and are escalating more quickly from physical fights to gunfire. Vinson said he's seen gang members getting more brazen about their allegiance recently. Instead of hiding the gang colors, they're flaunting them and getting t-shirts and hats made to show that they are gang members. The number of gangs in Richmond County is not clear, investigator Ashley Fletcher told the Augusta Chronicle. Every little or big neighborhood seems to have one, she said. Most of the gangs are comprised primarily of teens, but some of the more established ones have older members who are related to the younger ones. Spartan Village's OWTT or the O-Dubs have been around since the 1990s and is one of the largest. The parents of the grown people I was investigating would claim to be members, Vincent said, of the group that is estimated to have more than 100 gangbangers. 2 of last year's homicides were determined to be the result of gang activity. Danielle Hicks and Trumaine Jones were both fatally shot at the River Glen apartments within a month of each other. Police said the second death was retaliation for the first. Some of the gangs are considered smaller chapters of larger national gangs such as the Bloods, Crips, and Folk Nation. Devon Harris, who meets and speaks with gang members across the Aiken and Augusta area, says sometimes the only thing standing in the way of someone leaving a gang is finding steady employment. But dealing drugs or stealing items to resell are sometimes easier for a recovering gang member than moving on. Up to 75% of crime in any city is gang-related, Harrison estimated. They have to survive. Richmond County Sheriff Roundtree said he's working to create a gang task force that can prevent criminal activity. One of my main goals is to prevent young men from entering into crime or winding up in prison or dying in the streets, Roundtree said in an email. We understand that youth violence is a major problem in our area, and for years we have seen a steady increase in gang-related incidents. Our goal is not just to stop the cycle, but to break it. If you know of a gang crime, please call 1-800-222-TIPS. Or email your tip to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org or text your tip to 803-441-UP-HIGH, where you can always remain anonymous, the rewards are up high, and you tell Crime Stoppers how you want to be paid.
And now, this Crime Reports and Rewards special report.
Researchers at the Georgia Institute of Technology and AugustaCrimeStoppers.org are researching software to recognize a person's walk or movements. Results indicate these new identification methods hold promise as tools to stop crime by identifying suspects from surveillance video that is too blurry or far away to see a face. Gait or movement recognition technology are biometric methods, that is, unique biological or behavioral identification characteristics such as a fingerprint or a face. With movement recognition technology, every part of the body can be covered, but the person is still ID'd by their movements. At Georgia Tech, one study is addressing issues of gait recognition by computer vision. Another is exploring a novel approach, gait recognition with a radar system similar to those used by police officers to catch speeders. Augusta Crime Stoppers is looking at adapting existing software that measures movements within a matrix to figure an identification that may hold up in court right off of raw surveillance video. The ultimate goal is to detect, classify, and identify suspects at great distances, day or night. Such capabilities can catch criminals, enhance the protection of U.S. forces, and stop terror attacks. Gait recognition by radar focuses on the gait cycle formed by the movements of a person's various body parts over time. Researchers correctly identified 80 to 95% of test subjects. The next step is to build a more powerful radar system and test it in the lab and then the field. Researchers are now building a radar system that can identify people from 500 feet or more. Augusta Crime Stoppers' movement recognition method doesn't require a radar gun, just video of any unsolved crimes. We think our method being pioneered right here in Augusta with your support will be more useful, as our method only requires already existing video. If you have any video of an unsolved crime, please post it on the Augusta Crime Stoppers Facebook page or contact us so we can get it on the show as soon as possible. If your video results in a violent criminal being taken off the streets, then you can get a cash reward.
You've been watching Crime Reports and Rewards with Griff Griffin and Dave Michaels, where you stay anonymous, the criminals don't. If you have any information on these or any other crimes, call our national tip line at 1-800-222-TIPS. Well, you'll stay anonymous and could get a cash reward. You can see this or any other episode of Crime Reports and Rewards on the web anytime at crimereportsandrewards.com. Crime Reports and Rewards is a production of Michaels Media.